Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing tonight? First, right off the bat, let me start by saying thank you so much for clicking on that button. I really appreciate that. This is Wrap It Up, folks, and we are looking at every single paint scheme of every car for the upcoming race this weekend at Dover, and we're looking at them in the order that they finished last week at Dega. Oh, and right here's the man who won it last week. He's running McDonald's at Dover this week. Kind of got some blood dripping on it. I don't know if that's good or not for a car with hamburgers on it, unless you're just, like them really rare. Maybe, all right? We can see if he can get it done again. Folks, hold with me here, and I'll be right back. We got free stuff and a lot to look at. Oh, and like I said, it is the show where we check out paint schemes. Folks, this is only the second episode of our weekly show that I've been by myself. I feel so alone. My co-host, Justin Harris, is not here. He had a family thing come up and couldn't be with me. And his co-host, Jordan, couldn't be here. If you're a normal viewer of the show, you know Jordan's in prison and is just on work with... No, honestly, Jordan's a high school soccer coach. And the soccer season holds him up a little bit. So we forgive him a little bit during this time so he can go play Europe ball while the good stuff's going on. But besides all that, being here by myself, man, very different. This is only second show. I've had to pull it off, so let's see how it goes. Let's start right out by looking at the paint schemes, though. That's what you're clicking on. Listen, this is not the worst McDonald's scheme I've ever seen, okay? I'm not going to say it's the best. It's kind of minimalist. I kind of dig that. But it's not blowing my doors off or anything. The blood drip, again. A little strange, don't you think? Second place, Brad Keselowski. Almost breaking that streak. Almost had it. Ooh, I love this green, that number, that reflection on this Build Submarines car. The thing is hot. New sponsor for the man in the tin, Noah. They are loading up over at Stewart-Haas, and they are pulling down cash. They've got a Miller Tech battery company. I have never heard of this battery company my entire life. So right off the bat, good investment by Miller Tech. They've done something. People have heard them, seen them, but have never seen them before. It's an interesting paint scheme. It kind of very almost 90s to me. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It's a little busy, but... it stands out. It doesn't look like anything else we see on the track a lot. I don't know, unless I'm forgetting something. Tell me in the comments. Oh, man, that was Noah's best finish ever also. That third, you can't go wrong with that. And look, Ricky's here in the 47. Oh, man, and this is part of the Hungry Jack here, I guess, is part of the Kroger deal. I don't know. You've probably already heard. Kroger probably leaving the 47 team at the end of the season, most likely going over to JGR. And strangely enough, the 47 owner owns a marketing company that landed this sponsor, also works with JGR, so I don't know what's going on there. There's talk that maybe the 47 shuts down at the end of this year. Honestly, being a one-car team and everything, the price of a charter right now, I can't knock it. You gotta go with it. I like the pancake car, though. Hope he doesn't get pancaked into the wall or something. 48, same old paint scheme, much better result, top 5. He's not going to get his due, though, for the simple reason that this is a plate track, and they're like, well, anybody can wind up front on a plate track, so this one doesn't count. Man still got a top 5. You got to let it count. None of the other Hendrick drivers were this far up, so you got to roll with that, right? Coming in right behind him, speaking of other Hendrick drivers, right there's the 24, Liberty University. Go Flames. I like this car. I do. I'd like to see something a little bit different here or there. Just, again, we're on the minimalist thing on the side there, and I'm not hating on that. I kind of dig it, honestly. New scheme for Todd. Todd, my man.
Take a look at this motherload.
Well, anyway, this motherload right here. If you want some throwback stuff, A&W. This is some throwback. I mean, look at these colors. This is straight 70s right here. It's got these Hardy vibes. Hardee's, over in Appalachia. That's what Hardee's was back in the day. Oh, man, A&W. This also is a lot of these restaurants, as I've said before on the show, when Long John Silver's has been on there, the owner of Front Row Motorsports owns several A&W restaurants. So that probably is a connection there. Hey, the 31, maybe best finish of the year. No, he might have had one better at one point, but man, good for him. And look, Poppy Bank, that's a sponsor he brought with him. That's not one of your normal colleague sponsors, because colleague owns about every other thing that's on his cars. Poppy Bank actually putting up some checks for Hemrick to get on in the Cup car this year. Hopefully he can make this one count. I kind of like Poppy Bank's colors. Go Vols. The 21, I say, and now don't get me wrong, everyone loves the 21 unless you just hate Ford completely, and then you're still like, what's the Wood Brothers? They're old. Don't hate on them. Well, looking at this car, I love it. I like the deck's layout. I like the colors. Maybe love's a strong word. I might be going a little far. I might be a little hung up on something. But it's better than the normal Motorcraft scheme on this. And don't get me wrong, I love the Motorcraft scheme. I'm a Trevor Bayne fan, man. I love that red top, white middle deal. I'm all about it. Get a F-150 with it on it. It's hot. You can't go wrong. But this scheme right here looks better. Tell me if I'm wrong. Go ahead. I can take it. I'm a big boy. Look, the 19, rolling with the same thing he's always rolling with. But that's not a bad thing. He's got Johnny to flip the bill. All these races, almost every single race of the year. It's a ridiculous amount. And maybe with this new development of Kroger hopping from the 47 over to here, you've got to ask yourself what kind of changes are going on. I don't see the 20 changing. The 54 is definitely not changing. And, he right here, we're near the retirement age, as maybe, last year was. So maybe on the 19 car? Is that where the Kroger's is going? If they're putting together something, who knows? 14, driving them Mahendra tractors again. Again, not a bad scheme. We just see it a lot. And I kind of liked that back in the day. You had one scheme on one car and you were happy with it. But in this world of multiple schemes, sometimes you just got to change things up a little bit, keep people's attention, get them snappy. This is a hot car. I say it every time it comes up. This is a hot car. This is the same sponsor he had on the Hell Melon over at Martinsville. We were there hanging out. That was a heck of a day. And it's slightly different for this year. But one of my favorites of the year, the red, white, and black. I love those colors. Always go good together. You can't convince me otherwise. And here they are again. Look at this. This is a little busy. But still, the red, white, and black go together. I'm not going to back down from this. I'm going to die on this hill.
I'm not worried about it.
I know it's a big deal.
I'm not worried about any of this.
This is an important issue. But check me out here. Red, white, and black. If you go back and look at last year's scheme, it was red, white, and black also. But it wasn't this good. They've upped it a little bit, and you could say to yourself, possibly, if you look at it long enough, you're like, are you sure they made it better? But they did. This one's not that hot, in my opinion. The more I'm looking at it, again, it's too sectioned off, and it's too much busyness. It's overloaded. I can't figure out what's going on. I got too much. The whole front, I can't read it. No, get it out of here. Oh, there he is, the man in the 9. Can he win Dover? He has been awesome at Dover. He knows how to win at that track. He has won there before. It is a good possibility. I'm not saying he's my pick for the week, but I am saying wait till the end of the show to see what my pick of the week is. That's all I'm saying. Coming in next, Ford's got the Overstock again. Overstock has dropped some cash over at Stewart Haas. They have got in touch with Tony, and they have latched on. We saw that Sonny D ride a lot longer on the sponsorship for the 4 at the start of the year than we thought they would. But Overstock really stepping it up with the 4 and the 10. I mean, maybe this partner can, I hope these 4 teams hold together there. 77? Look at this Hocevar. Look at the boy. All the way up 17th. That's pretty good for Spire Motorsports, wouldn't you think?
Just hanging around.
Just, back there hanging around, sitting around. Premier Security this week. This is kind of a basic scheme. It's where it's flat and everything. But I, for some reason, dig it. I don't know. Again, it's simple, but sometimes maybe not being overly fancy is attractive. I don't know. Maybe it just looks good. Sometimes you're just like, yeah, that one flows. Maybe that's the case. Listen, talking about flowing, you got to get everything flowing in your life. You got to get out in the world. You got to breathe the fresh air, and you have got to get in the flow of what is happening around the Appalachian Highland area of Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Virginia, Southwest Virginia, Northeast Tennessee, part of down in North Carolina there, and then West Virginia, Kentucky. We got like 5 states right here. This Appalachian Highlands, like Central Appalachia. White Blaze serves all of those places. They will come to you and do any of these things that these words on the screen say they do, and they flip out. There goes one, there's another. Look at that. That's a third thing they do. I don't have to tell you about it. You can read, right? You can see the pictures. Look, they're outdoors. The name's outdoors. Here's some more. Look, the fish trip shuttle. They got it all. Give them a call. Listen, we're going to have the shortest break you've ever seen in the world. We're going to come back, and we're going to hit it again, baby. Hold with me now. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Oh, folks, we appreciate you hanging with us. Or I do, anyway. I'm here by myself. Like I said, it's a very rare occurrence. I get to sit in a room and talk at the wall with nobody to see me. Speaking of which, next week, our weekly show, our paint scheme preview show is going to go live. We're going to have a weekly live show, and you can still watch it just like you do. Once it's live's over, then it'll be posted the exact same way it is and the way you consume it now. But if you decide you want to see the show live, interact, tell us about the schemes as we're talking, as we're looking at them, that would be awesome. And so maybe even get your picks in while we're here. Folks, if you want to win this hat, look at it right there. You can win that hat. That's all you got to do is get in and make your picks into the comments. All you got to say is, I think blah, blah, blah wins the race this week. And if your driver wins the race, you get this hat. If you're the only one that picks them. If multiple people pick them, we'll put all those people in a box, and then we'll shake you all up. You'll get dizzy, and we'll pick one of you out, and you get the hat. This is a nice hat. Look at this. This is New Era 8. Dale Jr. Little Sammy Smith over there in a pilot. New Era hat. That's worth what? $4,000 on the black market, probably. Hat prices have gone through the roof.
The money ain't no but garbage.
It's just ridiculous. I can't afford hats. Hats have doubled. Have you been to the supermarket lately? Oh, my egg bills are through the roof. My hat bills, they're crazy. Oh, speaking of, before we get right back to the cars, let me hit you up about this. Help us out on YouTube. We need 750 subscribers, and one of you gets this Taco Piñata autographed by Daniel Suarez.
Daniel Rapido Suarez.
He signed it. You can go check it out in our Martinsville video. Give it a look. See, and it can be yours. Look at this, folks. One thing, while we just came from the 77 car, here's a tweet somebody put out, a post, and, man, did it say exactly what I think everybody was thinking. Mike Joy, the leaders are wrecking. I mean, how many times has this happened? One car upside down. Oh, man, just constantly. Like, they'll holler where they are, and they're never there. But look, Gainbridge, here he is. The 77 last was wedged into the 7 as they came across the finish line at Dega. If you did not see Dega, well, for most of the race, you didn't miss much. There was some pitting. There was a vicious accident of the Toyota tribe. We'll get to that later. But at the end, a big pileup. And your boy here finished on his side and then rolled into 18th place. Coming in right behind Big Joey Logano, driving that same old Pennzoil. Got that same scheme. Well, I'm not going to knock him for it. Make it legendary, Joey. Go ahead and just wear it out. Speaking of legendary things, let me tell you this. Give us a call on the line. The meat line, 423-797-MEAT. Man, maybe we'll hook that line up when we go live and people can call in live. That would be something. I don't know. I'm talking crazy. But right now, you can leave us a message, whatever you think. Over here, the 12, the champion himself.
Oh, Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Did I mention I like red, white, and black schemes? Did I? Because this one right here is one. Look at it. It's got the fade in the back. It's little fine lines, very 80s. Very kind of like a new wave thing, and I kind of dig that. I'm doing it. I'm going to dig it. This is hot. I'm not going to make it rap of the week. I got to restrain myself, okay? But I will say it's cool. That's a cool car right there, and that's the wrong button. Don't worry about it. We'll just move on to the next thing. Oh, look over here. Look at you, boy. Same thing again. Terrible finish. he got up to the front a little bit, 21st place. Not bad, honestly, by most standards of how his history's been at plate tracks. But he had a much better car and was in the lead and very well could have done something had it not been for the super bust-up craziness. Here's Ty. Ty made it through the big calamity of Toyotas. He was at the tail end of them all pitting together and trying to jump back out so that definitely one of them would win. Well, Ty, being at the back, is one of the only ones, he and the 45 who won, who was at the front of that line, who didn't really get totaled out. The number 2, oh, man, right in there. Not a good look for the 2. The 2, his whole career is based on plate tracks and road courses. And this past week, he should have had a better finish because he's got to make them count because the intermediate tracks, the short tracks, he's not normally getting it done. I'm just being honest with you. He's normally just
hanging around.
Speaking of hanging around, oh, Kaz, what's going on, man? Kaz Growler. Wait a minute. Didn't Kaz Growler finish up near the... No, that was Anthony Alfredo had his best finish auto. No, see, we didn't have the 62 entered this week. So he was actually all the way up there. Anthony was at 6th. I never mentioned him in the first part. But Cody Ware was actually in the 15 last week. Kaz is back this week. Cody first race back in nearly a season. Gone because of a domestic abuse situation. Was indefinitely suspended and went through whatever program there is and came back. I'll be honest with you. Let's be truthful. Cody only has that opportunity because his father owns the team. I'm not saying that in a bitter way or anything. It's just a statement of fact for the finishes that Cody Ware has exhibited throughout his career in the Cup Series, along with his bad rapport with the law. He does not make for a great Cup driver to attract sponsors. The only logical reason for him to be in the car at this time is because his father owns it. And I'm still surprised even at that rate, to be honest with you, because Brad Keselowski has final say on who drives Rick Ware cars. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know situations. There's always forgiveness. I'm not holding it over his head. I'm just saying there's plenty of people who can't find sponsors. It's going to be even harder for Cody Ware. Chris Buescher, 17. Man, I have, start of the year, told Justin over and over and over, Chris Buescher's going to show up. Just wait. Give him time. It's going to happen. But no, he can't get it together. He can't pull it off. We need some big America energy for the 17 car, for that big old boy right there. Just big country boy, you know. That's every time I see Chris Buescher, the big country boy out helping people. Nice guy. Lordy, look. They took the one guy who was not an American in this week's field, I believe, right? There's nobody else who's, yep. And wrapped him in an American flag, as they so often do, while no other competitor is wrapped in an American flag, mind you. Keep that in mind. His 26th position is what he got last week. I'm sure he's thankful for the sponsor. I'm sure he doesn't mind at all. He's in America. He's happy. But still, it's got to seem ironic, right? I mean, it can't be just lost on me, surely. I'm stupid. The number 8 car, man, not a good race. Kyle had some laps led. I thought he had a strong car. He ran up front a little bit there, and he was like 3rd for a while on some bottom lane stuff and seemed like other people were blocking him, maybe not. And he got caught up in some bull crap. Plate tracks are not Kyle's thing, but he won Dega last year. We were there and saw the win, man, and I didn't expect it to happen. I thought, wow, maybe he's got this figured out in the 8 car. But he got caught up in it, and he got some stage points and stuff, and, whatever. Not all that great. Next on the big list, 16, Allmendinger's back. Man, wish he'd been there the whole year. I think he really could have made something out of this season with the momentum he had from the win last year. Back with action, this is another Cullig Group, investment group, whatever it's called, company. So, again, it's not like Dinger's sponsorship changed necessarily since last year, but some decisions were made. I guess he just needed to fill a few races that the 31 could with Poppy Bank and South Point that the Dinger couldn't pull off. So 71. Man, he's run this Focus Health Chevrolet like every single race. I don't even know where Focus Health is. I don't know what state that's in. It's not around us, I'll tell you that much. So, haven't even seen one. Couldn't tell you any opinion of it. But Tree, oh my goodness. That's pills, right? You go to the Focused Health, you ask for the Tree. It's a one-stop shop for all your needs. Just let the cars tell you what you need in your life. There's no need to get all upset, you know. Life is simple. At the Pete store, have you ever bought a Pete? Well, I know a guy named Pete, just one, maybe two actually, and I never saw him there though. They had Pete's store on the 34 of Michael McDowell last year, and it was pretty ugly. Pretty ugly indeed. This is definitely an upgrade from last year. Now, is this good? Not really. Not that great, no. But it's better than it was. So, you know, pity clap type thing. You got to give it to them a little bit there. They're doing what they can. The 42, he's got his scattered array of all of those boys on there. You got Acme Market on here. That's the main thing, this Safeway Acme sponsorship. Another set of markets we don't have around here. And they've got all these different brands on there. I guess it catches the eye, and you notice Dial and Snuggle. But, I mean, they used to do this back in the day. Even when Montoya drove the 42. Now, that wasn't even the same organization whatsoever. But remember, Target would have just things wrote all over the back. And I guess maybe even with Larson a little bit. You couldn't read those at all, though. At least you can see the Snuggle Bear, and you know what's going on here. At least they're big enough for that. Speaking of something big enough to read, Walmart Health Center. I don't know about you. Maybe Walmart is your best choice for
No respect, no honor
for healthcare, but I hope not. I hope there is a better place for you to go than Walmart. I spent about a 10th of my life, well, I guess it's about a 12th now, inside of a Walmart. And it's a massive corporation that I would not entrust my health to if it were me. Of course, that's most places in America, isn't it? So what are you going to do? You know, maybe they're the best. Go Sam Walton. Number 43, oh my gosh. I got to give this up, folks. Rap of the week right here. This is hot. This is hot. And this is tragic in a way because during that big Toyota wreck, Eric Jones suffered what I heard was a spinal fracture or a bone around the spine fractured. Those were the words I heard. I don't know about that, but he did post a video. He's up and around. But did have to go back to the care center after he was released the first time on TV and then went to UAB Hospital. And so because of all that, it was a very, very Dale Sr.-like hit, just the curve up and straight into the wall. Because of that, he's out this week. And so Corey Heim, who drives for Tricon Garage, basically the factory team of Toyota down in the Truck Series, is the relief driver they announced earlier this year, and the sim driver, I guess, like to say he's, you know, an up-and-comer for Toyota. Well, he gets his big shot this week. He's going to drive a Cup car. First time he's going to make his debut. And, man, does he get a paint scheme to do it in. This is that very late Richard Petty. This is the 1984 win, his last win, that 200th in Daytona when President Reagan came in. To me, this is Richard Petty's schemes I saw because I was a kid in the 80s. So I did get to see Petty at the very end of his career. And, of course, he wasn't running like he had in his heyday. But this was the car that I recognize. And, man, I'm digging it because they did it so well. The Dollar Tree words even mix in with it well. It just kind of flows. On a Toyota, too, people are probably pulling their hair out, right? But I'm digging it. I like it. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. Oh, this.
You're the boss, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy was the
I'm
boss.
the
before,
boss.
But I didn't even mean to hit that. Listen, here's.
Oh, my God.
This is hot. Xfinity and the Warthog Air Force. Man, it was so hard for me to decide the Petty or this rap of the week for me. And it was close. I just look at the mouth. The Toyota front end. That mouth is amazing on there. This should be Bubba's scheme every single week. This is hot. This is one of the best of the year. But still yet, going back, look at that. 43, you can't deny the king. Come on. Oh, jeez. Oh, these are two hot cars. Oh, new. Oh.
No respect, no honor.
Oh, what a mistake. These tires piled up here, I don't care for that. They took them off. They had them on there last year. Remember, they had a burning pile of tires on the hood, which really, when the sponsors showed up, we were like, what in the world? We didn't know that was their logo. We don't have a Mavis around here in the backwoods of Appalachia. But it still doesn't look good. He changed it earlier this year. The new scheme looked better because it was just a lot of the maroon, and they cleaned it up and got the burning tires off of it. And now they decided they didn't like that, and they wanted to go more gaudy. And that's kind of what it is. It kind of just looks like a billboard to me now, especially with just the color change the way it is and that on there. It stands out. I mean, Mavis is getting their advertising. You're going to notice this. But is it a hot car? No, it is not a hot car. And because of that, Justin's not here, but I'm going to say it's the reptilian of the week. You know, this is fake. This is just all fake. It's not a billboard. It's not a race car. It's a ridiculous thing to show me. 20. Oh, man. Purple Barney in the house. I don't know. This Yahoo. Why did Yahoo go with purple? I don't understand. And why do they feel the need for the car just to be so purple and white? I mean, there's so many different ways. They've had Yahoo before that Yahoo could have went with this. I guess it stands out because there's not a lot of other purple cars, so you got to give them that. It doesn't make me stop using whatever I'm using. I'm not using Yahoo. I mean, it's not 2005. Look at this, folks. Jimmy's running because it's Dover. This is his scheme. This, I hate to tell you, is the improved scheme. This is absolutely the worst wrap in the history of the earth. 100%. And I am not even, I know we say that every week about some car, but I'm telling you, this is real. At the start of the season, when they announced the Family Dollar Tree deal, we obtained a picture, seen here, that had this monstrosity on it. And people asked, surely this is not what the car will look like, Jimmy. And Legacy came back and said, no. That was just a show. That it won't look like that. We're like, everybody's, oh, thank goodness. Look at this. You're telling me this is that big a difference? Look at this crap. Okay, the green doesn't melt over the number. Sure, you kept the colors together, but you still got green highlighting the orange. And green on the front and green on the back. This might be right here, like this version especially, where they blend green to orange. This might be the worst paint scheme that's ever been conceived in the history, for real, of NASCAR. I'm not sure I can think of a worse one at the moment. And I'm talking about back markers driving solid white cars. I would rather see it than this. This is a poor-looking car. Disagree? Please tell me. I don't care to hear that I'm wrong, even though I know I'm right. And knowing I'm right, let me help you be right. Get a free hat. All you got to do, in the comments, wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, all these other places we're going to pop up on next week when we go live, Wednesdays, 7 o'clock. That's when it's coming on. Wednesdays, 7 o'clock. Tune in. Be there live, chit-chat, talky-talk. You can't see it? You can't be there? That's okay. Catch it any other time. It will be just like that. Folks, that's everybody who's running a race this weekend. And I hate that this episode, I'm here alone again, and had to look at the worst paint scheme that is
You're the boss, Jimmy.
ever been made.
I'm the boss.
And there's no excuse for it. Jimmy is the boss, and it's his paint scheme. There's no reason for this to happen. The American people can't take this right now, okay? The people are divided in this country like never before. And you want to show up in Family Dollar versus Dollar Tree? This division runs too deep, Jimmy. It's time for you to mend your ways, Jimmy. Move back to the States. Bring the Dollar Tree and the Family Dollar families back together. in one color palette so we don't have to look at this crap, okay? Folks, I appreciate you staying with me if you made it this far. God bless you, right? If you can sit here and listen to me ramble about paint schemes for this long, you're a better person than most people, obviously, because ain't nobody watching the show. Oh, we have a good time, even by ourselves. Listen, Byron's still in the lead with 3 wins, going to have that big, big lead going into the playoffs. It's hard not to pick him anytime. Like I've said last week, jokingly, I was just going to pick him every week. It's hard not to, though, at Dover. I really think he could show up and win this week. But I'm going to flip it up a little bit. This week, I'm saying the 9. Chase Elliott pulls off a second win for the year, shows people he's back, gets a big dub at Dover, and hopefully doesn't run into this horrendous-looking car. If you've got any moments in your life that you like to click buttons, feel free to click the buttons that we've put up. Our buttons are just the same as everybody else's buttons, except they tell us things instead of telling the other people. We'd appreciate if you'd click the button at us. It makes us excited. The dopamine in our head starts flowing. We're like, look, somebody clicked the button. We didn't spend 14 hours a week for no button click. Thank God somebody's here to help us. Don't forget the free hats. Folks, tell us your picks. Am I right? Is it the 9? Who could it be now? Who could it be now? Love every one of you. Seriously, appreciate you clicking. Appreciate you subscribing. Y'all have a great week. We'll catch you next week. Wrap it up, baby.